It is now time for Across Africa. Arise News contributor Frankie Edozien joins us via Skype from the West African Republic of Ghana. Frankie, it's always good to see you.
Good morning, Debbie. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Now, we got a lot to talk about, so let's jump right in. So tell me about these arrests of Chinese nationals in Ghana. What was going on here?
Yeah, so you know, Debbie, for centuries, this place has actually been called the Gold Coast because there is so much gold in the ground here. And last week, about 200 Chinese nationals were arrested, and the deportation process has begun for a lot of them. The reason why is that they were operating illegal mines in a town called Junkwa and part of the Ghanaian central region where there's lots of gold in the ground. Gold and mining here is illegal for foreigners on a small scale, except on a large scale. But many of these Chinese workers had been brought here with gigantic excavators, digging into the grounds. For months, there has been tension with local villagers who say that the mercury they use in processing the gold ore has poisoned their water. So as a result, there was a raid last week in which 200 Chinese citizens were arrested, but not just the Chinese, several West Africans, 55 people from Niger, 6 Russians, and 1 from Togo were also arrested, and deportation proceedings have begun.
And that was my next question. They'll be deported. What's going to happen to them?
Well, the Chinese embassy here says they're going to pay a fine because many of them also, it was reported, overstayed their visas as well. So there are immigration charges as well as the illegal mining charges. The Chinese government is in a bit of a quandary because they have this trading partnership with Ghana. They're building a new international airport for them. They've given them a $3 billion loan. So they can't seem to be weak in terms of taking care of their citizens, but at the same time, their citizens were here illegally. So they have said that they are facilitating flights to send them back to China, and all fines will be paid.
Okay, let's move on to the next topic that you've prepared for us, and that is an ex-airport official in Ghana is facing U.S. drug charges.
Yes, so this man, Solomon Adelkwaye, he was the head of the security for the Ghanaian Kotoka International Airport. And what has happened was that because the airport is quite small, a lot of people who were dealing in drugs found out that they could go to the airport security man, give him about $6,000, and he would facilitate their laptops or whatever it was that they were carrying the cocaine and heroin into the airport, and then they would then travel. So Kotoka International Airport is a small airport. It's a very busy airport, but at the same time, there were some weak security structures around it. And so drug dealers, particularly from Afghanistan and from South America, realized that all you needed to do was to bribe this particular head of security. So what the US government has done was that they had this investigation where they sent people in who claimed to be drug dealers, and they paid this agent, asking him to bring in 25 kilograms of cocaine to New York's JFK. And he agreed to do so for undisclosed sums of money. However, once he got to New York, he and his colleagues were arrested on American soil. So the Ghanaian government has cut all ties with his company. There's a new person managing security at Kotoka International Airport, but it is a big problem right here in Ghana.
Indeed, and that is good news for joint cooperation between the U.S. and the Ghanaian government. Let's move on to the next topic that you have for us. There's a clown that has pressed charges against FHM magazine.
Yes, this is in South Africa, Debbie. You know, FHM magazine is kind of like a rowdy men's magazine. It's very interesting read often. But they used a photograph of a clown who's been very popular in South Africa for the last 30 years, Norman Putney. And they wrote in the article that a lot of clowns, they look like grown men who have a crystal meth habit, or they are dressed like transvestites from hell. I think the transvestites from hell actually got to him, so he went to court. And it took 5 years, but he said this was not about the money last week when he won $6,000. It was about the integrity of clowns. And I know a lot of people like clowns, but other people think they were scary. But he felt that that comment went too far. And now people look at him on the street and wonder if he is actually on drugs or a transvestite from hell.
Yeah, I guess the lesson there is clowns have feelings too.
Yes, they do, and they will go to court, Debbie.
They will go to court. Almost anybody will these days. Well, moving on to the last topic, very exciting, a really great hotel opening up in Nigeria.
Yes, the Intercontinental has opened up the tallest building in West Africa, and it is a fantastic 5-star business hotel. It's the Intercontinental Lagos. It's 23 stories high, and the interesting thing about Lagos right now is that it's not exactly a big tourist destination, but it is a huge business destination. And businessmen have been flocking into Lagos for conferences and dealings with the financial sector. And there are a lot of five-star hotels for businesses. This is a really huge one, and it's not just huge, it's actually quite luxurious. And so the Intercontinentals have spent $81 million to construct this, hoping that they can take a big bite out of those business traveler business. It is in Victoria Island, which is a very, very posh area of Lagos, and all the rooms have ocean view or creek views. So it's quite lovely. Rooms start at $345 a night, with the presidential suite going for $2,600 a night. So I was thinking, Debbie, perhaps we could find a meeting to go to over there, all of us on the Arise crew, and see if we could check it out.
I think that sounds good, and you're paying, right?
Well, I would try.
All right, Frankie Edozien, thank you so much, my friend. Always good to see you.
Thank you, Debbie. See you next month.
Okay, bye-bye.